You guys, it's time for some good news, some bad news, and the other shit. Yeah. Come on. But then tweet. Like that tweet on there. All right, everybody, welcome to the good news, the bad news, the other shit, which is basically where I get to rant and rave and look around and talk about the things that I see happening in the media all the time. And there's a bunch. And sometimes they're thinking some of the stuff,
yes, sir,
you know, is so weird or different that you don't even, okay, first story, before I even get to the politics. They had a record temperature in India of 123.8 degrees.
Where?
In India on last Thursday. That broke a 60-year-old record. Okay, it was in Phalodi in the Rajasthan state in the northwestern part of the country. And they had a previous record that was set in 1956 of 123 degrees.
Right.
In a different city, but also in the same, in Rajasthan. Wow.
Now, okay.
Now, the hottest temperature ever recorded on Earth, because I do my research. What do you think this
you do
is?
A little something.
Yes.
You do a little something.
The hottest temperature ever recorded on Earth is 134 degrees in Death Valley. So what... Dick, what's the hot? Have any of y'all ever experienced? See, I want people to think, because there's hot and there's hot.
You do know that they run that kind of marathon race in the desert, Death Valley. That they have a race through Death Valley. Now, let me ask you this. What would be a more critical challenge to you? Death Valley running 10 miles at 125 degrees or climbing Mount Everest?
I'm not doing none of that shit. Because I'm just going to die. You have to, it's like if the thing is like Mario, climb this mountain and shit to survive, I'm dead. I'm dead. It's over. It's over. Put me at the back. You don't want me to fall and take out a couple of you all. I was telling you. Because I had some shit like that, Vic. I had an experience in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
In July.
Right.
I was at a hotel. I went out to my car, and the car was, before you even touched the car, it was radiating heat. I was scared first of all, I had gotten scared the night before, and I went out and took all the cans, like tire inflator and all that.
Right.
Because I heard the people tell me stuff exploded in your car.
I believe it.
From the heat. So I took all of that.
I believe it.
The car was crazy hot. I had to put a towel on the seat just to get in the car. The car, this is so hot. The air, I had to roll the window up, Vic, because the breeze was so hot.
Right.
It was like burning. It would pop popcorn. You roll down the window, the breeze was so hot.
Right.
And I was thinking to myself, wow, if you don't get to shelter, you would die.
Yeah.
You would literally die out here in this. Right. You could literally, they call it Death Valley.
Okay.
Well, that's why they call it death. I have never experienced heat like that, and I've been down south. That's a different kind of heat, Vic.
It's
when
true.
You get this 100. I think they said it at that day. It was like 109, 110.
Right.
So it wasn't even near.
No. And
Stuff.
What gets me is you would think the northern, western, or eastern Sahara Desert will probably have the hottest temperatures on the planet. But no, our little cubby hole right here, going east, 65, 75, 80, 100 miles. Hottest place on the planet, and they like to run races there. So I get you on the Mount Everest. What about a deep sea submersible going down for just a one drop to the deepest part of the, ocean and coming right back up?
They can't do that shit. That's because the aliens are. We all know the aliens down there in the bottom of the ocean.
See, that's what
See,
I'm
everybody
saying.
goes, Mario. I'm telling you, everybody know. Okay, raise your hand if you think that the aliens are living down there. I just saw this documentary about the Antarctic, Vic.
Right.
Where they see some pyramid-like structures
Yep.
in the Antarctic.
I heard about it. Heard about it.
Now, like I said, some of this,
Tectonic shifts, man.
I'm just saying.
Tectonic.
Raise your hand if you think that they got the aliens living down underneath the ocean. I think they down there. They ignoring us because we like flies to them.
See, that's wrong. That's wrong.
They have to go, look at the people tearing up the world.
Wonder if there's just layers of history of us being here, and we just haven't been able to discover it by not being able to go as deep to find out and confirm.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, when you think about it, they found the ruins of Pompeii.
Right.
Because someone was doing some building or construction, Vic. They were down like 20, 30 feet down.
Right.
And hit the roof of a building. Okay. It hit the roof and stopped everything. And now they have excavated, all this area wide open.
Right.
So that's what we call it, the good news, the bad news, and other shit. Okay. Now here's another one for you. Blake Lively, actress Blake Lively, who I just watched in that movie Adeline
Right.
with Harrison Ford, and I enjoyed her. Sexy. She's pregnant. And so she was at, which one of these, I don't know. Take a look at her ass. Because it's not my story. Before you get mad at me, the story is about her ass. So don't go my on you. No, the story is about Blake Lively because she went and posted and said something about baby got back.
Yeah.
So, of course, some people got mad.
Why?
Like they were, once again, some black folks were
Also-
claiming the baby got back and how can you can't use this. But I say, let's look at her ass. Can everybody see her ass? I'm trying to blow it up. Okay, that's her ass. Now, she's pregnant, and I liked her in Adeline. She's a wonderful actress. And you know what? I have to admit, I like her butt. Anybody?
So you're sending
This
a
is
message.
actress Blake Lively. So the question, yes.
You're sending a message that you like.
And then, well, since it was a somewhat of a controversy, if you into that,
Right.
they went and asked Sir Mix-a-Lot, and he said the whole point was contrasting the different styles of ass. Ass today is a wonderful growing phenomenon that we have appreciated, some of us. The growing importance and status of ass.
Okay.
Ass men from the days now come out, and we celebrate the new booty era of today, and so it is.
I got a question. If there is such a thing, what culture, dating far back as possible, own the right to baby or I got booty backs?
Well,
Which culture really owns it?
nobody probably. But here's
I'm
what
just saying.
happened. Some of the early Europeans, when they went to Africa, and some of those earliest writings as they were exploring Africa commented on the ass.
Yeah.
They talked about the natives with the big buttocks dancing in a heathen rhythm
Yep.
and how good it made them feel.
See.
It made them go to church.
See.
That's all I'm saying.
See.
Of course, then they decided they had to enslave that shit because it was too good. So, but there are records. Now, that doesn't mean that, to me, just because those are the records that people refer to,
Right.
I don't know if that means you get to claim ass. In other words, do black people inherently get to claim ass? I don't think they have a right. Sorry, I know how y'all feel. Some of you pissed off right now. Because I'm saying the Kardashians got everybody rethinking booty.
So really, what
Okay, the Kardashians. I'm just saying. See,
So-
it's culture, Vic. Black folks have tried to claim ass.
you know what? I think it's not as much as that.
Ass,
You know,
white folks got ass now.
I think people want to claim the right that they're known as the ones that have it, so don't be trying to plagiarize or copy or whatever.
Oh, okay. There are a bunch
may
of
be
cultures
that.
that specifically do not have much booty.
Yeah.
Have butts like little boys. It's everybody.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
That's all I'm saying. I don't want to name the cultures, but y'all know your culture.
Right.
There's cultures with little, and they have other things that make them beautiful, right?
Absolutely, man.
All right. But I just wanted to see everybody can vote on Blake. It's not hot picks, but that's Blake Lively. That's her ass,
Yeah.
and that's the other one of the other shit for today.
That's just wrong.
Okay. Here's one, Vic. Patrick Willis. Okay, Patrick Willis, former linebacker, San Francisco 49ers. You know what he's doing right now? He's working at open source storage, working on his second career. And it's totally wonderful. Programming, running things. He actually had met the owner before.
At where again?
It's at open source storage.
Okay.
He met the owner, for the way I understand the story. The way the story was here. Let's see. You can follow my link. He met the owner who some years ago.
Right.
And later, and they had talked about doing things. Now, people don't know some things about Patrick Willis, okay? About him growing up in Tennessee. He had escaped. He and his siblings escaped from an abusive father. He was the 11th overall player drafted in 2007. He had 8 terrific seasons.
Wow.
Right? And he met Aaron Niazi, who launched open source storage in 2001 in his early 20s.
Okay.
Because they were neighbors. And he saw Willis struggling after surgery to move some trash.
Wow.
And the guy came over and talked to him, and they became buddies. And years later, Willis joined his company as a board member and actually was impressing everybody with his work ethic.
Now, what does that tell you?
With his work ethic, you guys, ain't that a trip?
Transformation, right?
Okay, so they wanted him to come back and there he's there now. Working to do, from what I understand, what is it exactly that he does? Let me see, Big. I know he. Okay, here he goes. Okay. Oh, the company the 60-employee open source storage provides storage and infrastructure solutions to other companies. Willis helps interview most of the company's prospective hires,
right,
which leads to some interesting reactions when candidates realize they're sitting across from him. Wow. All right, so that's it's just we say good news, bad news, and other shit.
And it makes you go back and look at his style and commitment on the field. So it does transfer. It's not what most people assume, right? That just because you're a linebacker and you're taking off heads, trying to take out the quarterback, it's not what you think.
Well,
it's more than that. It is a discipline because there's a playbook. And they say the NFL playbook is thick. So it doesn't matter.
Just like the women we love.
There we go back. There we go.
All right. How about this one, Vic? China's government, according to there's some interesting stuff. It comes across my desk. China's government fabricates about 488 million social media comments a year, nearly the same as one day of Twitter's total global volume. And it does this to distract its citizens. It's like a propaganda campaign.
Understand. I completely.
Wow. Gary King, a political scientist at Harvard University who specializes in using quantitative data to analyze public policy, ran a systematic study, the first systematic study of China's online propaganda workers. They are known online as the 50 Cent Party because they are popularly believed to be paid by the government 50 cents for every social media post. So supposedly that China's government, 488 million social media comments. So, there for those of you in Adult Friend Finder, when you find those people, those people aren't real on Adult Friend Finder, but
now, but you do know there's always something that's. I mean, when you start doing a lot of tweets and they don't look random, they tend to look all the same, even in this collective. Be interesting to see the type of tweets they send out in reference to what versus outgoing tweets versus the response or replies, because I know they can't separate themselves from the wrath. The wrath is always there, man.
Go and get some.
Yeah.
You guys, if you want to see more of these links, go to mariohemsley.tumblr.com, and that's TUMBLR.com. mariohemsley.tumblr.com. And take a look. Couple, we try to keep you, and it's not that we're obsessed with race here. It's just that with the platform, there's responsibility, we think, to cover. For those of you who don't really relate, some of you younger, it's part of the consciousness of being my age and having come through some of the things that I've come through, that you feel a certain degree of responsibility to report on certain kinds of things. And hence, I try to keep up with certain kinds of issues. Well, Airbnb that we've covered before has just been slapped with a suit. We talked about it, discrimination against black guests. What happens is people are just saying they're not doing enough. For those of you black who are used to traveling and using hotels, it might shock you to face this kind of discrimination once you decide to use Airbnb. You're not used to that. You're used to going to Las Vegas and checking into whatever hotel you want. You didn't think you would have to go to Airbnb and then be discriminated against. But so now it's coming out more and more. And again, it's not, my point is not that it's an indictment of Airbnb. It reflects the issue of using today's world culture out there in your business model. So Uber, Lyft, Airbnb, since they are staffed by our everyday citizens, they're going to have a fair amount of racism and bigotry because there's a fair amount of that among our citizenry.
True.
Even though now, see, what I love, like I tell my white friends, I don't get the argument from you now. See, for years we would talk about racism. Oh, Mario, you overstating. You exaggerate. Now, no one says I'm ever exaggerating because the police is every week kicking somebody's ass, documented. So much racism today, you wonder what was there before. So I just keep you up with this. So Airbnb slap. Other thing that came out, police chief in San Francisco, had to step down. Wow, again for racist tweets. How about this one, Victor? Cleveland, Mississippi finally is desegregating their schools.
Oh, jeez.
This is in the news. Cleveland, Mississippi.
This is ridiculous, man.
This is in the news. Thank you, Mashable. This Mississippi district will desegregate schools after a half-century fight. Now, who wants to move there? I know you don't have to worry about Mario going. They probably don't come. Don't worry. Don't worry. I will not be coming through.
That's amazing, man.
So the Cleveland, Mississippi, they're this is news. All right. Now, on the lighter side, I thought you guys would like this one. First of all, before I would comment on this, it ain't like people out there need less exercise. My biggest issue with this kind of technology, like this electronic longboard, it's the motorized, the little motorized vehicles that people are riding around. Where's the skateboard? Now, I say this because it ain't like people need less exercise. No offense. The one thing you young folks are is more overweight. We made eating an art form, and you guys grew up on it. So now you guys are like bloated at like 14.
Right.
So young folks today are so overweight, it's like whatever. Okay, so now here comes the latest electronic longboards, Vic. Look at this thing, Vic.
No, it's nice, man.
Look at that. It makes you almost want one, but y'all don't need less exercise.
Dude, I want one.
Don't that look good?
I want one, man.
Man.
I'm not even hearing you.
And they have Bluetooth. They allow you to move forward with a handheld remote at speeds upwards of 20 miles an hour. Of course, you're going to end up in the ER. I know you're going to end up in the ER. You're going to end up in the ER. Some of you need to wear a helmet walking down the street.
Even if I have to look at it, I want one. That's tight.
So, Vic, and some people want the prices.
Yeah.
Some people want the prices. Man. I saw them down here. The prices were crazy. The prices were crazy, Vic.
Yeah. I believe.
Okay, here's the prices. Starting today, because I want you to be able to get on top of this. I know how important this shit is to you. Starting today, you can lock in a pre-order for the latest. It'll cost you $100 to lock in a pre-order. But the full price for the first one is $999, and the second one is $12.99, and the third one is $14.99. Now that's for the single, dual, and dual plus. It has to do with the batteries. Because some of y'all take a long time. I learned that with the vibrators and stuff. Some of you got to get those lithium vibrator batteries.
Wow.
Lithium.
Aren't we extra today? Jeez.
So if you run your skateboard, if your skateboard batteries and your vibrator batteries are interchangeable, then that may be the best That may be the best result for some of the folks out there, right, Vic?
I'm not signing off on that last one. I'm letting you have that all by yourself. Let you use all that reference on your own. I'm sitting up over here.
You just want the skateboard, huh?
That's it, man. Just give it to me. That's it.
Everybody.
That's it.
Everybody.
All day, man.
That's the good news. That's the bad news. And the other shit. Stay cool in India. 120 some degrees. Get your new skateboard. Do you really want to be exercising? Electronic